Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today, we are going to get right into the love tarot reading for the sign of Capricorn. So sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. Capricorn, you come out with an 8 of Cups. Your person has a 7 of Wands. How do you feel about them? Star energy. Interesting. 7 of Cups. Star is a card for Aquarius. You showed up as one of the possible signs in the Aquarius reading, so I'll link that. How do you feel about the relationship world for them? Queen of Wands. And what's your next step? 9 of Swords. Oof. And the 10 of Swords for them. Interesting reading. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. All right, Capricorn, let's get right into it. And remember that these readings can be vice versa. And of course, they're not going to resonate with everyone. But at the bottom of the deck, that Queen of Pentacles energy, she is the one who comes from nothing. She's the one who puts her blood, sweat, and tears into everything that she's built up. She's put real emotion and energy and time into her garden, into her wealth, into her kingdom. The Queen of Pentacles, she allows her heart to guide her in all things, but she has the fortitude, the emotional fortitude to keep on pushing through until she reaches her goals, right? And she understands what it means. She understands what it feels like to have nothing. And so when she builds up her garden, she builds up her wealth, she always remembers her roots. She always remembers where she comes from. And she has a great amount of empathy in that regard. So we'll come back to that. Capricorn, how do you come in? You're walking away. 8 of Cups. You're walking away from a relationship that no longer suits you. You know, you've realized you gave as much as you could give, and enough is enough. 8 of Cups energy is definitely making a break, and not really one of these breaks where you're not like, okay, let's divvy up what's yours and what's mine. You're happy to take your backpack and your stick and just move on. That's fine. I don't want anything. I don't want to take anything. I'm happy to just take my self-dignity, my strength, and keep it moving. 7 of Wands energy is your person. They are left to fend for themselves, quite literally. It's interesting because I did the reading. I'm doing this reading for you today, along with the Pisces, which is up, and the Aquarius, which should already be up, because you showed up in the Aquarius reading. And I would urge you to go view that reading as well. And Aquarius is showing up here in this reading, and there's some of the similar themes here. But let's move on. 8 of Cups, 7 of Wands. Let's go a little bit deeper. And wow, and there's that 7 of Swords also showed up for the Aquarius reading. And a 7 of Wands. Wow, a lot of 7s. 7 is the number for hope and inspiration in tarot, and how we handle that hope and inspiration. 7 is also the number for our dreams and our goals and what we wish for. Now, for you, you're walking away from somebody, from treachery. Treachery showed up in the Aquarius reading as well. You're walking away from treachery. You're walking away from someone who has been actively, acting against your interests. Sometimes it's those who are closest to us who can hurt us the most. And this 7 of Swords energy, you are firmly turning your back on it. You can see there, 7 of Swords is also the card for futility. This is somebody whose antics and whose machinations, they never work. They never get really what they want. They think they do, but they almost always fall flat on their face as a result of their dishonesty and their treachery. Now, 7 of Wands energy. 7 of Wands over 7 of Wands. Wow. Your person is alone, left alone to fend for themselves. Now, a lot of times, 7 of Wands, with all tarot cards, there's a flip side to that energy. Sometimes, you are fighting for a noble cause, but sometimes, you are just left alone to fight for something because you've driven everyone else away, because your position is untenable. There is no one there willing to support you. And in this regard, if this person is indeed the Seven of Swords, the one who's been acting actively against your interests, Capricorn, well, it only stands to reason that as you walk away from them, they are left to literally have to take care of themselves by themselves. They no longer have the benefit of your support or your stability, whatever it is you've brought to the table to enhance their lives, is gone. It's been left. So now, how do you feel about each other? Interesting star energy and Seven of Cups, more sevens. Yeah, for you, I think that this, you've poured a lot into this person. I think that you've had a lot of faith in them for a really long time. Star energy is all about that consistent faith and working towards something that you desire. Um, and I think for a long time you did that, Capricorn. You were pouring endlessly into this person and into the belief that ultimately everything will work out the way it should. We're going to go deeper, of course, with more cards. But for them, Seven of Cups, how do they feel about you? Well, they've had some really unrealistic expectations about what they could get out of you. Seven of Cups is very pie in the sky, lofty ideas, lofty dreams for what you desire. But oftentimes it is the card for futility, because in order to achieve those dreams, you have to put work in. And sometimes those dreams just simply are unrealistic. They just aren't something that you can just get. Seven of Cups oftentimes is that, genie in the bottle effect. Will the genie grant me my three wishes? Well, it doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. And certainly if the person you've been dealing with has been actively treacherous and deceptive to get what they could out of you, that dream for them is indeed a pipe dream. So Nine of Swords, a lot of double cards in this reading. And a Five of Swords, wow, a lot of double cards in this reading. You're walking away. How do you feel about them? Yeah, enough is enough. You have tried, you have tried and tried. You've poured into them. You have kept the faith, right? And yet enough is enough. The Five of Swords card for defeat, but oftentimes defeat is just walking away, because sometimes the battle is the point. Sometimes people just battle with you because they just like the battle. Yes, they want to win, but ultimately they love the battle. And taking that energy away, right? Stopping, throwing those swords down and being like, look, I'm not going to battle with you anymore. I'm going to take my energy. I'm going to walk away. Yes, it looks like defeat. But in the long term, being in a battle with you is just defeating myself. I say no to that, right? And I think that's what you're doing, Capricorn, without a doubt. Your person, yeah, realizing what's happening. Nine of Swords, they have a lot of sleepless nights coming in now. They've realized that what they had hoped for and dreamed for is not going to come to them. Right? And that's not through any of your fault, but it's because of their own machinations, their ways, the ways that they have been actively trying to achieve their goals. And I would say very selfish goals, and realizing now that a lot of the decisions they made, a lot of the moves they made, a lot of the things they've done in this connection with you is going to come back to haunt them. Nine of Swords is definitely a card of sleepless nights, endless anxiety. It's the card for guilt and worry. Now, I do look ahead and I see that here for you, but we'll figure out why that is. It could very well be, listen, this was still a love connection, and it's never easy to let it go. Even if you're letting a love connection go for your own good, it's not easy. So let's move on. How do you feel about the relationship? Well, World energy for you and Queen of Wands for them. For you, I think this relationship, you feel like it was a real lesson. You've come full circle. There's something that's been completed here in this connection with this person, and certainly in your walking away from them. It's as if the entire cycle that you've gone through with this individual has culminated to you, yes, walking away, letting go, right? Walking away from this unfair battle that's been waged, right? Turning your back on a treachery that's been visited upon you, and really in an very excellent and profound way, coming full circle and realizing that you are exactly where you need to be now in your life, and you have completed a stage of learning, right? A stage of learning. It's difficult to learn things. Learning is not easy. And you learned a lesson here with this individual. For them, Queen of Wands, how do they see it? Well, the Queen is not always, the Queen is very dynamic and creative and wise, but she can also be very petty and jealous. And she can be very ruthless, you know. She can be the one that is like, well, if you don't like what I have to say, or if if you're not on my side or you don't listen to me, I can be petty. I can be vicious. I can be angry. She is fire in a lot of ways. And so presenting herself, let's get a little bit clarity here. Let's see exactly what the nature of this queen is here for your person. But I suspect that they are really full of a lot of sort of indignation, right? They may feel very indignant about the fact that you've walked away. How dare you walk away from them? How dare you leave them to fend for themselves? You know, how dare you take away from them the opportunity for this dream that they had, even though the dream meant siphoning all of your energy, right? What came out? 2 cards flipped over. I'm going to take them. Well, Star again and 6 of Wands. Interesting. Star again coming out. So now we have Star twice. We have 7 of Wands twice. Interesting. We have 9 of Swords twice. Heavy reading, right? Star energy, that faith, as I said. Now the faith that you had been pouring into them, you are turning it around and realizing that it's time for you to pour that faith into yourself. This relationship has reminded you that it is time to have a long-term plan for yourself, right? This has been a long time coming as well. Now for them, 6 of Wands, it is the card for victory. They may indeed feel as though they have had a victory over you, that this relationship has proved to be a victory for them, that they've gotten a lot of attention and accolades, and they've gotten what they wanted. Again, remember that 5 of Swords, a lot of times, the battle is the point, and also the stage, being at the center stage, even if being at the center of something is you're at the center of an argument, or you're the center of a fight, or you're at the center of strife, the most important thing is being at the center of it all. And yet your person still feels very much like they are at the center, even now in this relationship, right? They still feel a sense of power, I want to say, a sense of control, a sense of them being in the spotlight, them having gotten what they wanted. I got what I wanted out of them. They may not be willing to face up to the fact that whatever it is that they wanted, yes, in the short term they may have gotten it, but now they are on their own, and you have well and truly walked away. And so it's kind of, it's a fake kind of sense of self, It's finding yourself, seeing yourself as the victor in a plan that you have utterly failed at. It's self-delusion at times as well. So now, how do you guys feel? Or what's your next move, rather? For you, your next move is, I think you're dealing with a little bit of backlash and guilt here. 9 of Swords is the card for guilt and anxiety. I think that it's going to hit home for you at some point, Capricorn, that you have put a lot of time and effort into this. And I think that you are probably kicking yourself that you've done so. You maybe at some point when you're realizing how much you've poured into this relationship and how much this person is still feeling very sort of, I don't know. There's a word I'm looking for. Indignation is the word, but they feel very sort of satisfied with themselves, even though you guys are in a breakup. It's not as though they want to change and get you back. It's like, haha, I got what I wanted from you. Oh, well, and it's that kind of, it's that kind of vibe that you're kind of like, damn, did I really allow myself to be duped for so long? And I think this Nine of Swords definitely speaks to a level of, blaming yourself for a lot of what you've gone through. But you have to let that go because every lesson is difficult, as I say. And, this is a lesson in life and in love. For them, Ten of Swords, it's over. They realize it's over. Ten of Swords energy, there will be one final sort of argument, fight, discussion, what have you, that happens that is well and truly ending this. And it will be sort of the end of them where they're at as well. These are just the next step energies, and oftentimes I see these cards here in a position of possible glimmers of what the next stage may be. Your person may indeed begin a new stage where they realize where their ego is finally shattered and destroyed, and they begin to sort of work on themselves, fix themselves in a way, do that shadow work. But we can't always be sure. These energies here are very much up in the air. If you resonate with this reading, please sound off below, and definitely go check out the Aquarius reading because there were so many similarities here, and you guys have both showed up in each other's readings as far as zodiac energy is concerned. Let's go ahead and pull out spirits of darkness and light. Spirit of the crystal ball, spirit of the castle, spirit of Gaia. Crystal ball, predictions, future, and divination. Take that as it comes to you. You may have had omens come in, signs come in. There may have been communications that came into you that really allowed you to see the outcome of all of this. You may have seen that this is where it was always going to go. That this is where the relationship was always going to finally end up. And I think, again, it speaks that some of you, if you're resonating with this, I think you do have a lot of guilt and grief that you've allowed it to sort of carry on as long as it did. Spirit of the castle, fortress, imprisonment, or a rescue, right? So again, waking up to perhaps being in this relationship, in a relationship that had you to a certain degree imprisoned in a way of thinking, because of course the relationship didn't start off this way. This is the culmination of, I say, a long time of you having faith, putting faith into the relationship, putting faith into the other person, maybe being let down, right? Until you ultimately got to here where you were like, look, enough is enough, right? You walk away. Spirit of Gaia, Mother Earth, family. For some of you, there's family involved. Right? There are other extenuating circumstances. There's fallout, from this break that is affecting more people than yourself. So take that as it comes. I said I would come back to that Queen of Pentacles. For some of you, yeah, really remembering that you are the one who's built up this garden around you, right? And that regardless of who comes into your life or leaves your life, you are the one that you can thank for everything that you have. Right? And you don't owe anybody anything. So let me go ahead and pull out some zodiac signs and see what kind of zodiac signs you guys are dealing with. Gemini. Some of you are dealing with a Gemini. Some of you are dealing with Cancer. Some of you are dealing with a Taurus. All right, guys. So Gemini, Cancer, Taurus. See how that affects or how that resonates with you. Could very well be in your natal chart or your person's natal chart, sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Mars, either way. But that is it for right now and for this Love Tarot reading, Capricorn. I really thank you for giving me the opportunity to provide this reading for you. If you want to get your own personal reading, there's multiple reading styles that I provide. We could do live Zoom reading or pre-recorded 10-minute question and answer reading, which is delivered same day to you. Either way, all of the information is below in the description and pinned as a comment. But for right now, Capricorn cross watchers, I wish you all love, life, and happiness, and I hope to see you next time at Bow and Arrow Tarot for your next tarot love reading. Bye bye now.